Guess who got their car back? I did. By the way, this is my brother's Challenger, 2013. I finally got my car back after about 2 weeks of it being in the shop, which I'm super excited. So basically, I just want to go over a little recap of what happened. So 2 weeks ago, I was leaving work, and I got to a stop sign. And when I went to accelerate, my car wouldn't do anything. It would just rev. And turn the car off, turn it back on, same thing. So basically, let me show you what happened. So when I would have the car in drive or reverse, it wouldn't do anything at all. It would just kind of get stuck and just rev. But when I put it in first gear or even second, at that point, it would kind of kick in and start moving. And if I put it back to drive, it would still continue driving. And then after a couple seconds, it would just stop working. So basically what happened is I had to get the car towed to my house, which cost me about $104. And I had to get the car towed to the dealership to see if they can tell me what was wrong with it, which that cost me $234 to basically for them to tell me that my transmission was fucked. So at the end, they said that they can't fix it. They would have to replace the whole transmission, which would cost me about $4,000, a little bit, like about $4,500, I believe, to get it replaced. So I ended up just bringing it back to my house so I can look around and see what other options I had available. I have to get to work. So as soon as I get to work, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what happened with my car. So basically, where I left off, I was going to talk about what I kind of learned with my transmission going bad. So I learned a couple things. First off, when I got it towed to the dealership, like I said, they basically charged me. They charged me $234 to test my transmission, and then they said it would cost about $4,000 for me to have to get it replaced. I think it was about $4,300, if I remember correctly. So I was basically like, fuck no, like that's a lot of money. So I took it back home and I just left it there for a couple days, and I started looking around to see what other options I would have to possibly get my transmission rebuilt or replaced. So a lot of people ended up recommending me to AMCO, and I took it there. Here's the difference between them and the dealership. So the dealership charged me $234 to get it tested. AMCO charged me $50. So I kind of wish I did my research before I took it to the dealership, because I just would have went straight to them. So they charged me $50, and they basically ended up telling me the same thing, that the transmission was bad, that they would take it off and take it apart and see if it was worth rebuilding or just getting another one. And basically they said, well, look, you have two options. You can either, we can rebuild it and it's going to cost you about $3,200 with tax, or you can get another one for $3,400. So I ended up going that route. So I paid, with tax and everything, I paid $3,600, which, I mean, it's still a lot of money, but I mean, I probably saved about $1,000 from the actual dealership. So, you know, my best recommendation, if anything goes wrong with your car, is if you want to take it to dealership, by all means, take it. Or just kind of look around, you know, see your options, see what else you can do, who you can take it to, where you can take it to. Maybe you have like a little shop that does a great job, and because you will save money at the end. You know, I'm going to take it back to them in about 10 days, maybe 15 days, just so they can kind of recheck it and make sure everything was, you know, set properly, everything's running properly. But yeah, I got my car back and it's running great. I love it, and I am glad I went that route. I am going to talk in a little bit about what I plan on doing in the future with my cars and what I want to do. So stay tuned. Alright, so now the final thing that I do want to talk about, I know no one wants to hear me talk for too long, so I'm trying to make this video as short as possible, is basically what I'm trying to do. So, you know, one thing that I learned with my transmission going out was replacing the transmission fluid and then the filter, which I looked up. I tried, you know, watching videos because I didn't know how to do it, and all the videos I saw and everything I researched just said to remove all the bolts, which mine had 16, and I can just lower it, which wasn't the case for mine. It was a lot more, it got more difficult because I didn't know there was other steps I had to take, and so I really wish I made a video on how to do that, which I didn't, just because it would have been a really big hassle. So basically what I want to try and do now is, moving forward, anytime I have to do anything, even a simple oil change, which I'm going to do next week, just make a little quick video. I know there's already a lot of videos out there on oil changes, but I'm going to make another one, and just pretty much fucking plain, and pretty much just anything that I try and replace with my car. One thing that I did since my transmission went bad was I actually removed the whole center console, because I wanted to check something out with the gear shift, and since I had it all apart, I decided to clean it. So maybe I'll make a little video on how to, you know, take everything off, and, you know, just things like that. So I definitely do want to make more videos, and a couple things that I do want to do is fix my suspension, which I plan on putting coilovers. So that'll probably be hopefully soon, but probably not too soon. And I still haven't forgotten about the back louver. I am going to do that probably within the next month or two. So just definitely please like, subscribe, and see what else I post. Thank you.